This is Dave Lee, aka Jerry Negro, and you're in my record room. Up in this corner, I've got sort of like albums. So this is kind of like A, B through to down here. I think we get down at the sort of M's down there, and then back up. And that's all albums. And then I think mainly soul, funk, disco. Then down here's kind of more rock, pop albums, stuff I'm ashamed of. Here I've got some label stuff together. So I've got all the soul stuff here, just all my, so I can put them all together and just come in here and sniff them sometimes. Got a load of like Sony 12 inches, Sony, Epic, Warner Brothers, not Warner Brothers, what am I talking about? Columbia. So things like Earth, Wind and Fire and Denise Williams, they're all in these pink sleeves with the lips on, which goes in. Next to them I've got the West End also in pink sleeves, so I've got a big pile of those. So there's the Strikers, Strike It Up and Bring Out the Devil. Actually, their worst 12 inch, there it is. I always like this label with the dance floor on it. It's sort of like my sort of label design, I guess. That's my go-go section. This is go-go from Washington, DC. So I've got loads of go-go funk. That's sort of like regional funk from Washington. So EU, Chuck Brand, Soul Searchers, a load of go-go down there. And that's a really rubbish album I thought looked good. I bought in Australia. And here's some Masters at Work bags I got in Miami about sort of, God knows how long ago, 12 years ago, but that's how sort of collector I am. I collect bags if it's the right sort of bag.
You still buy a lot?
Still buy quite a lot of old records. I go through phases. I might not buy anything for 3 months, then I might buy quite a lot for a couple of weeks.
Do you ever come digging for samples or anything?
Yes, yeah, definitely, yeah. So that's a record I bought recently, which we put on a compilation. It's Boogsy, which has got a version of Roy Ayers' Can't You See Me, but played on steel drums. So that's that's an interesting record. Over here, I've got some more like Italian house up there. Then here is all acapellas, all records with acapellas, vocals on their own basically for sampling. So I used to buy anything which I ever found with an acapella on, I bought it. So I've got some really, really crap acapellas here. Sometimes I'll be in a shop and I'll see something and I think it'd be like, what's this? I mean, this is a record by Sunfire, Never Too Late. It's Reggie Lucas who used to do stuff with Entombed. It's not a particularly rare record, but it's a nice record. And I probably saw that in a shop for 50p and thought, oh, I need 2 copies of that. And then up here, I think that's more sort of 90s, 80s sort of R&B, swing beat. And I've got some rap down there as well in an inaccessible place because I don't really listen to it very much now. I like to just come in here and sometimes just like randomly, I just think, let me go through some house beginning with S. And, you know, sometimes you'll find, you know, if I look through these, Robbie Rivera, well, this is actually an R. What's this S doing in with them? I'd like to actually have a date on all these, when the last time I actually listened to them was. But I just like having records, and I like visually looking at them and then putting them back in the shelf. But no, I think records it's just an interesting way of storing music and having that visual connection with them. So I might pull something out and I know that the best mix of this is the second one on the B side or the first one on the B side. And I might not remember how it sounds completely, but it's, I think it's a better way for the brain to assimilate music. Oh, bloody hell. See, that's a record I bought because it's got a big Z on the label. I thought, and that's a Brit Funk thing by Candidate. I think that's Phil Fearon, who later went on to be in Galaxy. I'm always still looking now for those great records that have just, and sometimes which you've just missed in your lifetime, and sometimes it can be something on a Gladys Knight album. It can be something really, really obvious. This is Sarah Brightman and Hot Gossip, who did I Lost My Heart to a Starship Trooper. And this track's actually produced by Patrick Adams, who's one of my disco heroes. So yeah, so I'm still collecting and still buying old music, and sometimes I just sit in here and turn the lights out and have a romantic evening with the record collection.